Welcome in, Wildcat fans, to this weekend's Bear Down Breakdown as Utah comes to town in a back-to-back series Friday and Saturday. Coach, looking back to last weekend, what are some of your takeaways from that ASU game?
I don't think there's a coach in the world who's ever really comfortable with the first game going in. I fully understand they dealt with the same challenges, and I thought they were better at the challenges than we were. A lot of turnovers, and then you break down the film. Well, why are we turning pucks over? We're not moving our feet. You can't play this game with your feet planted on and off the puck. And at the end of the day, I told my team, going to a game like that, it's not often a team is going to win it. It's somebody who's going to lose it. And I thought we made more mistakes than they did. I thought they played more simple than we did. Obviously not happy with giving up 2 power play goals, and then you give up a shorty as well. That's going to swing any game, and it's tough to overcome that. So, in saying that, you like what you see. I mean, I see a ton of potential with this group. I really like this team. Really excited about what it can accomplish, but clearly, we've got some more work to do.
And looking at some of the new guys who did come into the lineup in the ASU game moving forward into this Utah series, saw a lot of Busby and Chioka on the back end getting some minutes. What did you see out of that pair that you did like?
Well, we've been looking for, a top 4 left-handed defenseman that could come in and complement what we do, and I was really happy with Busby's game. He does so many little things. He plays with bite. He's simple. He thinks the game really well. He makes a lot of small area plays that are quick. And for the way we're built, we want to get pucks advanced north and up to our forwards, and so I think he's only going to enhance that. He gives somebody that Chioka can work with, and somebody, Chioka, when he's building here, he should be a dominant defenseman in this league, and certainly there's flashes of it so far and more to grow, but we're excited about that pair. If it gets a little too jumpy, we'll have to reevaluate things, but from a starting point, I think we saw more positive than negative there. And anytime you can get chemistry early in the season, you don't want to give that away. At the end of the day, this team, they're pretty similar every year. I mean, they do a great job there with the coaching staff. We have a general idea of the things they like to run, what they don't like to run. We know 24 is going to be a buzzing around out there, and we need to be aware of them. And so there's some things we can prepare, but at the end of the day, it's not that bad to focus on us. There's a lot we need to clean up anyways. I'd rather focus on us right now. And at the end of the day, I think we do things the right way, and we do things at a higher level. It shouldn't matter what they do. We can adjust. We're capable. We're all smart hockey players here, and that shouldn't be an issue. So for me, it's like this. These are division games. They're always a grind. These are very physical, gritty games against Utah. It's always been a difficult matchup. There's no such thing as a gimme game. Like, these games are going to come down to the wire, and those are the games we want to play in. So it's a great challenge for our group coming off of a tough loss against our rival to start the season. I'm very anxious, curious to see how we respond to that.
Moving into this weekend, obviously you mentioned the special teams, against ASU a little bit lacking. Are there any plans to change up lines, to juggle things a little bit? Or are you sticking with the system and seeing if you can get it working?
Yeah, we're definitely going to tweak things. I mean, it's too early to panic. One game of a sample size, on top of a few practices, is not enough. There's some things we can change. We will. There's things we need to do better. We will. This is a natural part of the process for me. The first 5, 6, 7 games, all I'm doing is saying, what do we need to get better at? And certainly special teams are one. I don't think the penalty kill was as bad as the outcome. It certainly wasn't great. It wasn't clean. There's things we can clean up, but you get a shot block, kicks out to Robinson, a D1 player who gets sent down. It kicks out to him, and he's going to put that puck where it belongs. I had another one where it was just under the bar. A good player like that's going to finish those opportunities. He knows how to get in those situations and how to finish. So you got to be careful not to say, well, we gave 2 penalty kill goals and the penalty kill, we're no good. Yeah, there's things we want to be better, but you can't be too result oriented on your evaluation. It's got to be processed. The majority of it was good. They did a good job of exposing the things that weren't. Tip the cap to them, and certainly we look forward to seeing them 6 more times.
Welcome in, Wildcat fans, to the Tucson Arena as the Wildcats get set to take on the Utah Utes in this second night of a back-to-back series. A chance for the Wildcats to sweep the weekend series tonight, and a big moment that would be for this team that suffered that tough loss against ASU in the season home opener. Last night we got to see just what a couple of the new additions could do. Myers getting his first full season as a Wildcat, had a great goal to get the Wildcats tied up, and then Brendan Williams scoring his first of the season, an absolute beauty on the breakaway coming out of the penalty box, and the captain, Jesse Lowell, got things done in the third period to score the winning goal. Wildcats are off of the ice at the Tucson Arena. We will not be back until October 20th and 21st. If you can join us here in person, we'd love to have you. For everyone tuning into the stream, thank you for being here tonight. We'll be back with you in just a couple minutes to bring you Puck Drop. This is Wildcat Hockey.
Wildcat Hockey. There's an atmosphere to this game. The icy chill that hovers in the air. The rumble of dedicated fans against the glass. The sound of metal carving its path. Someone once said hockey was figure skating in a war zone. They weren't exactly wrong. There's an athletic tradition at the University of Arizona. One that isn't deterred by cacti or blistering heat. A tradition of hard work, perseverance, and preparation. A tradition of camaraderie and of school spirit. It grants us hope when times are hard and makes us strong so we can rise to our feet again. This tradition, it lives inside these players, and it lives inside their fans. So join us. We're ready to bear down. And something tells us you are too.
Welcome in, Wildcat fans, to the Tucson Arena as we get set to drop the puck on this Saturday night game against the Utah Utes. Sebastian Janik in the booth solo tonight, high above the ice. Certainly will miss the commentary of Josh Lusby. It was great to have him up here. Garrett Kane will be back for our series against GCU coming up in October 20th and 21st here at the Tucson Arena. If you can join us in person, we'd love to see you here. But thank you so much for everyone tuning into the stream. Big game tonight. Wildcats with a chance to sweep the weekend series. A couple electric moments from last night. Jesse Lowell, which is such a typical workhorse type goal from him to get the game winner. And Brendan Williams finally broke through completely alone in on a breakaway, went top shelf. So let's get ready for the starting lineup.
At left wing, a senior from Northbrook, Illinois, number 18, Jesse Lowell. At right wing, a freshman from San Juan Capistrano, California, number 8, Brendan Williams. At center, from Phoenix, Arizona, number 11, Will Josephson. At left defense, a freshman from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, number 4, Luke Busby. At right defense, a sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada, number 14, Jared Overland. And in goal, from Oulunsalo, Finland, number 30, Nicholas Seppänen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
So as we get set to drop the puck here tonight, Will Josephson getting rewarded for his great work last night, getting brought up to the top line, playing with Lowell and Williams. So Josephson, a hard-working guy, usually somewhere around that third, fourth line, bottom six role. But with Hughes going down with such an unfortunate injury right in the beginning of last night's game, Will Josephson tasked with stepping up here. And Lucas Sandoval getting his first game as a Wildcat. You might remember his twin brother Dominic from last season. He unfortunately went down with an injury after a couple games, but the Sandoval twins certainly bringing two different styles of game. Lucas a little bit more of kind of a grindy physical player, hard on the boards, difficult to play against, something the Wildcats are always welcoming. So with Hughes out, Lucas Sandoval being brought up. getting his first taste of action, so excited to see what he can do on a fourth line with Ziegler and Malco. And the starting pair tonight will be Busby and Overland. So Josephson in to take the face-off against Langenbrunner. And the Wildcats had a late third period go-ahead goal after Utah was able to scrape back into it. Utah, a gritty team. They might not beat you with speed, they might not beat you with skill, but they played it together well as a group. And Langenbrunner, Cusick, and we'll see who's on their far wing. So that'll be Mickle, who's skating with them, and the Wildcats didn't get the first possession of the game, but they're able to get it out of the zone. Williams and Lowell and Josephson pressuring at the blue line, offside, so Josephson will have to go tag up. And there's Cusick for the Utah Utes as Langenbrunner brings it over the line. Too many sticks in the lane. But now Mickle all alone out in front, luckily not able to connect there. Quick shot in, pad saved by Seppänen. So Mickle getting completely lost in coverage there. You know, Josephson, Lowell, and Williams haven't played on a line together so far this year. No real time in practice to adjust either. With Hughes getting injured last night, quick turnaround shot there. That gets bounced wide, so these are the type of goals Utah likes to score. Shots from the point, broken plays out in front, and rebounds. So now Loria dumps it back to Delaney. And the Utes will dump it into the far corner as Schwab goes to skate in, try to put some pressure on that one. The Wildcats certainly on their heels right now as Schwab brings it out to the front of the net, but able to be brought out by Shetland. Walker with a good outlet there. Shetland takes a hard shoulder. So Myers into the zone first. Wildcats not able to corral that puck away there. So the Wildcats a little bit scrambly here, but Tyler Shetland with a chance. 2-on-1. Shetland in, shoots, scores! Tyler Shetland! Bar down, didn't hit the bar, but goes top shelf. Almost a full pop of the water bottle. And even though it was the first real opportunity for the Wildcats, Tyler Shetland with that absolutely dangerous wrist shot. Confident play there, head up all the way. Looks off Myers on the 2-on-1. And the Wildcats with a quick lead, just a minute and a half into this game. So Utah going with a different goalie tonight. Seppänen back in the net for your U of A Wildcats. The Utah goalie's name for any Utah fan watching.
Goal! An unassisted goal scored by number 27, Tyler Shetland. Time of the goal, 1:33 of the first period. Unassisted goal by number 27.
So Tyler Shetland with the unassisted goal there. Fisher with a quick shot. That has to be fought off with the pads. Another quick shot from the side of the net. Wildcats buzzing here. Selman in, takes a shot. They can't hold the rebound. So the Wildcats here looking to establish some early dominance. Brody Selman, who did a great job to help set up the goal by Malco after an absolutely disgusting pass from Ziegler last night. Selman, great burst of speed down the wing, all alone though, lets the Wildcats get a full line change and throws a little reverse hit into Carter for the sake of it. So Selman showing what he can do there by just eating up a little bit of time, allowing the Wildcats to get a full line change. So in goal for Utah, number 33, Marcelo de Antunano. I'm hoping that's correct. Antunano, yeah. So speaking with the Utah representative before the game, trying to get a pronunciation, de Antunano. So hopefully no Utah fans will hold it against me for getting that one wrong. But it should be a busy night for him as the Wildcats will look to put on a lot of pressure on a goalie who the Utah Utes played their first game of the season last night. So it's his first game action. This will be the third night for Nicholas Seppänen in the net for the UA Wildcats as he looks to cement his spot as a #1 goalie for the Wildcats. Hodgson has to be smart with that one. Ziegler takes a bit of a bump. So the Utah Utes dump that in, but the Wildcats quickly get it out. Utah changing, so they've got to hold it. A lot of miscommunication there. Gives some room for Malco. He'll ring it around the boards as Jesse Lowell comes steaming into the zone. With a nice little touch there from Cusick to bring it up over the U of A blue line. Quick shot, Seppänen not able to control the rebound, but luckily has the defensive support there. And now Brendan Williams got his first goal as a Wildcat last night. Jesse Lowell with the game winner. And if anyone wants to see exactly the type of game Jesse Lowell plays, go back to that 5th goal from last night. Just an absolute workman's effort. Corralled his own puck, brought it out to the front, and buried it. Now Lowell with a chance. Lowell in shoots. Good chance there for Jesse Lowell. Josephson crashes into the goalie. So that's his first game of the season for De Antonino, and a little bit of a tough start, but now Seppänen out to play it, shuts down the angle. 5 Wildcats collapsing down in front. Bit of a scramble there, but Nicholas Seppänen said, all right, guys, I'll do it myself. Came about 2 feet out of his crease to shut down the angle, so some chances here. Fisher picks up that one, almost kicks right out to the middle to Shetland. And now Walker and Shetland will try to get to work behind the net. Dylan Walker, he gets taken down. The Wildcats still able to maintain possession, just comes over the blue line. But Ryan Fisher and John Shively, that veteran defensive pair, it's been so solid so far this season for the Wildcats. As Nicholas Chioka out this weekend with an illness. Walker, almost a beautiful little touch pass there to Myers. Shively decides to pinch, almost holds it in the zone. And Fisher responsibly back to make sure that he covers his defensive partner. So now Sam Myers, who got his first goal of the season last night too. Myers, quick shot, just goes wide on the glove side. A little bit of a tricky redirection there as it hit a body out in front. Tristan Swiger, what a smart move there. And if his family is watching tonight, hopefully try to get that pronunciation change correct. But Swiger, number 24, has been great for the Wildcats so far this season. Selman takes a big hit, but holds himself up along the boards, and then Selman goes back at Music. And the refs are going to let all that go. So this could get a little bit chippy here tonight. Obviously, these refs are focused on protecting the players. Don't want to let anything get out of hand. Now Swiger steals the puck, tries to go middle. Good block there by Ethan Light. Now a chance. Malco just catches an edge and goes down. Or that was actually Ari Rossi, who would have been all alone. But the Wildcats, a little bit scrambly hockey, but certainly had the best of it so far. And now Swiger, he'll try to wind it up against Luria, gets it over to Rossi. Rossi tries to feed it middle. Malco with a great little one touch, gets it around 2 defenders. So some time here for the Wildcats to change behind the play. Rossi tries to line up his man, just couldn't quite do it. And now we're gonna see the first of Lucas Sandoval this season for about the last second. But Lucas Sandoval wearing number 26 this year. Very familiar number to most Wildcat fans. If Duke's ever listening, we miss you, Duke. We'll see if Lucas can up the goal totals a little bit wearing that number. But definitely miss Duke Litwin being around the locker room. Excited to see what Lucas Sandoval can do. Probably a little bit of nerves here getting his first game as a Wildcat at the TCC. But excited to see what he can bring. Utah not able to enter the zone cleanly, but the Wildcats not able to break it out cleanly either. So those lively boards, as talking with Josh Lusby last night, he pointed out to me that since the Roadrunners haven't had their first game of the season here yet at the Tucson Arena, there's no ads on the boards, which provides a dampening cushion for those plays coming off of it. So these boards are already quite lively with a bit of, the warm conditions in the building, them being taken down and put back up again quite often, and then you combine that with no ads. Utah has been a big fan of trying to bank that puck off the backboards back out in front of Seppänen. Seppänen was able to read those plays pretty well last time. Lowell tries to line up his man, just can't connect on the hit. Mickle into pressure Fisher. Josephson in support. Fisher trying to break out Williams, just couldn't quite corral the puck. So now a chance here for John Shively as he decides to join the rush. Goes around Luria. Goes straight to Gephardt though, and he'll just shovel that one out to center. Lowell picks it up. He's ready for the hit coming from Pond. I see Lowell, a hard guy, knock off his skates. A little bit of a scary line change there for the Wildcats, but they get away with it. So Josephson stuck out there as his line mates have changed, but Williams still out there too. So now Fisher dumps it far corner. Myers gets in there first. Luria shadowing him. Myers in a battle with 2 Utah players. Williams staying out on this shift. And Myers with a bit of the forearm shiver to the back of the Utah player, and that's going to be the first penalty of the game. So Utah going to take the time here on the delayed penalty to try to set up an offensive opportunity. Shetland pressuring him. And down low, Gephardt just circling and wait. Comes back out to the middle. Now Landa Cusick down the near boards. They try to go center looking for that rebound. Comes out to Langenbrunner, but good job by Dylan Walker to lift a stick and break up that play. So Sam Myers going to the box here in the first period. 11:40 left to go. Wildcats up 1-0 on a goal from Tyler Shetland, unassisted. So Utah utilized the power play last night as a weapon. We're able to use that as a momentum builder to stay in this game when the Wildcats looked like they could run away with it. And with the Wildcats with an early 1-0 lead here, Shetland scoring about a minute and a half in. The PK, you really want to see that get cleaned up. Connor Ziegler was fantastic last night on the PK, blocked a number of shots, but you really want to see that other unit, some of the other guys kind of step up. PK has certainly not been terrible by any means this season, but you want to be able to shut down a team like Utah. Brody Selman, 2-on-1, back down the ice. Selman and Lowell. Selman, Lowell, back to Selman, waits, and a great job there by De Antonino to have the patience to wait that out and sealed off the bottom of the net. But Brody Selman and Jesse Lowell going to work on the penalty kill. As a Boston fan, I'm always going to get shades of Bergeron and Marchand when there's two great penalty killer duos, but Utah working this at the top of the umbrella. Quick shot, good block there. So Utah really likes that three-man high umbrella setup. And Landa Cusick back to the point, quick shot, great block there by Selman. That one hits him in the hand though, so you've got to hope he's feeling okay after that. It's always great to get in lanes, but the hands are the last place you want to take a puck. Maybe not the last place, but it's not the best place in the world. But the Wildcats here do a good job shutting down the initial pressure of the Utah Utes power play. And now Ethan Light, he gets it over to Kraft. Kraft just can't control it. Good job there by Kraft to throw the reverse hit on Ziegler. Now Luria across, quick shot, just goes high on the blocker side of Sepinen. And Luria will chase it all the way down to the Utah end out there currently with Slater on the back end. So the Utes will look to wind it up over their own blue line. Now Ethan Light, the most familiar player from Utah for probably a lot of Wildcat fans, and that speed right there is what can get you. Just absolutely goes around Fisher. Is able to set up possession in the zone. 20 seconds left to go on the power play. Slater across to Light. Back to the point to Luria. Quick shot there. Sepinen has to fight it off. And the Wildcats collapse down low to make sure Sepinen can get a glove on that puck. So the Wildcats here, only 12 seconds left to go in the power play for Utah. Big momentum shift here if the Wildcats are able to kill this off, keep that 1-0 lead. And now it'll be Shetland coming out to take the face-off. So Shetland, Walker, Cosden, and Busby as the killing four for the Wildcats. They're going to re-drop that one. So Schwab out there to take the face-off for Utah. Haven't seen as much of number 5, Dylan Dix, for Utah so far tonight. He was a big factor in a lot of the games Utah has played against the Wildcats. Usually you see him out there with Music, but tonight, maybe a couple lineup changes. Quick shot there from Luria, bounces right out in front, and Sepinen has to come out and challenge that. What a great save on Schwab. And absolutely formulaic for Utah. Shots from the point, rebounds out in front, crash the net. But now maybe a chance here. Sam Myers, 2-on-1 with Shetland breaking middle. Utah gets back. Myers tries to drag it around the man, but a great job there by Carter to lay out and break that up. So 9:16 left to go in the first period. Wildcats up 1-0. Walker with some good patience, waits out the forecheck. Not a lot of guys that have the confidence in their hands to do that, but Dylan Walker deservedly so. Great little move there by Hodgson. Him and Malco working together to get down low into the zone. Now Myers, he's trying to fight off his man. Walker with a quick shot. That is a good save there by De Antonino. So he was tested early. It's been a little bit quiet for him. It's been a little bit quiet for him in the last couple minutes, but the Wildcats will look to reapply that pressure after the penalty kill. And a great job there. Quick shot out in front. That one just goes wide. Or maybe De Antonino barely got a pad on it. But now Malco working down low with Ziegler and Lucas Sandoval out there. Malco pins his man. A little bit of miscommunication there. Ziegler actually able to apply the pressure. But Ethan Light will break it out for Utah. Goes around Fisher, great move, 2-on-1. Light just puts that one wide. And you see the dangerous offensive power of Ethan Light. Didn't even look at the man on the 2-on-1. He was thinking shot the whole way, just like Tyler Shetland did. But that one just goes over the net. Hodgson with a good read there. So now Ryan Fisher, head up, dumps it far corner. Sandoval get in there to chase against Landa Cusick. Lowell, you gotta think if the Utah player plays that puck, Lowell's taking him for a ride, but Lowell, good job there to hold up on the hit. 7:40 left to go. They try to get it all the way down to Williams, and they do. To Antonino, doesn't quite know what to do in terms of his defenders with Music, but Music does a good job pinning Williams into the board there to shut down that play. And Brendan Williams, they know what he can do when the puck's on his stick, but Langenbrunner works it deep into the zone. This is where you see the kind of different styles of these two clubs at the moment, but now Jesse Lowell with some speed over to Williams. Williams, quick shot, and Dan Tanano has to fight through a screen to see that one, able to get a glove on it, but some great pressure there from Jesse Lowell and Williams as they look to build their chemistry over the course of this season. Two incredibly talented hockey players who obviously play quite different styles, but last game we saw the quintessential goal from both of them. Williams with an absolute snipe on a breakaway, and then Lowell with an absolute power move to the front of the net. So it'll be interesting to see what they can get going in terms of chemistry. Obviously with Hughes off of that line, a little bit of adjustment again to playing now with Josephson. Hopefully Justin Hughes will be back soon after going down with an injury. Quick shot out into the slot. That barely gets blocked down. 3-on-2 for Utah. Myers trying to get on the back check. Overland tries to take away the stick, but Utah with possession behind the net. Gibney with it, holds, goes back to the point. Delaney calls for the puck. Delaney, quick shot. That one's off the pads of Sepinen. And Utah likes going low on shots from the point. That's obviously your most likely way to create rebounds. With how good goalies are now, anything right in the chest and stuff like that, probably not going to be much of a rebound, but controlling rebounds off the pad, such a difficult task. And now Rossi trying to get in hard on the forecheck, puts his man into the boards. Utah not able to clear it now. Rossi tries to feed Walker. Unfortunately, just not able to get it there. So now Cosden over to Selman. Good to see Selman out there after taking that shot to the hand. Selman under some pressure here. Gets the puck stripped. Kraft now takes the shot and goes through his man. So the Wildcats, a little bit of trouble here as we're getting 15 minutes in the period, but now Brody Selman with a chance. Selman waits, finds Overland joining the rush. So now Rossi. Wildcats will go for the line change. Utah trying to get it out. They ended up getting it to Light. Now Light, we'll see what he can do. Light, quick shot. That one's blocked. Just goes wide to Sepinen. Good job getting in the lane of Light's shot. He's got a great wrist shot, so you want to take that away as much as possible. So now Rossi tries to go cross ice to Swiger. They don't connect. Wildcats get a couple fresh bodies on the ice. Quick shot there. That one just goes wide. So Utah never turning down an opportunity to shoot the puck. Certainly almost a winning strategy last night. Light with a beautiful little move around Ziegler. Now back to the point. Quick shot. Sepinen can't get the rebound. Dives across the goal. What an athletic move by Nicholas Sepinen. So the Wildcats want to try to give Sepinen a little bit more support on those rebounds. Don't want to have to rely on your goalie having to clear his own crease as Josephson gets in on the forecheck. Wildcats will change out behind him as Lowell and Williams hop onto the ice. Now Langenbrunner, who's happy to get that one away as a couple Wildcat checkers were closing in on him. Overland now with a little bit of trouble, but does a good job to get it through two men. Busby tries to drag it around, can't do so. Now Mickle with it. Busby ties him up. Josephson to the point. Overland in the lane the whole way. Kind of soccer knocks that one down. Josephson He will fling that one over the glass and into the stands. And for anyone wondering in the ACHA, no, there is no delay of game penalty for that, so we will stay 5-on-5. 4:10 left to go in the first period. Wildcat fans, family weekend here this Friday and Saturday. Glad to see so many fans coming down to the Tucson Arena to support us, even when there is a basketball game and a football game on. Wildcat hockey certainly gaining some more fans over the years here. Now Jesse Lowell with a chance behind the net. Tries to go for that power move where he holds off the defender with one arm. But Utah does a good job reading that play this time, and happy to just Phil Mickelson lob it out to center ice. Hodgson knocks it down. And now Zach Langus gets it up. Delaney gets in the way of that one. So the Wildcats, after scoring that early goal, tried to press for another one right after. The power play by Utah kind of slowed down that momentum. But now Will Josephson over Overland. That one gets blocked up into the netting. The Wildcats will get an offensive zone face-off here. 3:28 to go in the first period. Tyler Shetland with the opening goal at 18:30 of the first period. And the PK has been successful so far. Wildcats up 1 goal. A little cushion here certainly would not hurt. And obviously last night he was going down early, line shuffling the whole way through, so luckily Berman knows his 12 forwards tonight. See what they can get done over the course of 60 minutes. So now Gephardt picks that one up over the blue line. Quick shot in on Sepinen. That might be the first one he's caught with the glove. The Utah Utes have been more than content to go low for rebounds on basically every shot, except for the wired wristers by Ethan Light. Almost picked the corner once on Sepinen, but if you ask Seppi, as Lusby said last night, he's probably going to say he missed because that's all he had to shoot at. So the Wildcats with a defensive zone face-off here. Hodgson not able to pick it up from Gephardt. Quick little shovel there to the middle. Walker not able to glove it down. Shetland almost with the pick on Logan Jackson's pass. But Utah gets it in deep. Myers will get to it first, tries to poke it around his man. Good support from Shetland as Myers took away the body. Trying to pinball one up through the middle. I think Hodgson's looking for a change when he can get off. Fisher's out here now, so Shively should be with him, but Hunter Hodgson's a young player. I'm sure he's got plenty of stamina and those legs to keep going an extra shift or two. And one of those players that has taken a big step up from last season. Hodgson, usually the 7th defenseman last season, getting regular bottom pair minutes this season. And with this Wildcats team, it is sometimes difficult to say first, second, third line, first pairing, second pairing. Berman has a lot of faith in all 18 of those guys on that bench, 19 of those guys with the 7th defenseman. And he's willing to roll those lines quite evenly. So Selman trying to keep it down low. Rossi out there, Swiger, Rossi, and Selman. Swiger with a great hit along the boards. So this line generating some offensive pressure. Kraft dumps it into the zone. Sepinen plays it around to Fisher. Some good communication between those guys right there. It's always great when your defensemen and goaltenders have some familiarity, and with Sepinen, this being his first full season, these defenders are still learning the best way to complement his game at times. But so far, over the first 3 games, Sepinen has saved everything you could expect of him, and maybe a few that you wouldn't. And luckily, the Wildcats were able to put up 5 last night, get him the goal-scoring support he needed. Good little play there at the line. Malco just didn't commit to it quite early enough, but Slater did, bodies him off the puck. A little bit of indecision there leads to a chance. Light takes a wide shot. That one bounces out. Sepinen fights it off. 1:06 left to go in the first period. Utah was able to score in the final minute of the first period last night. If it happens again tonight, I will never mention that ever again because I'll know the curse is real. And hopefully the Wildcats can prove me wrong. But Ethan Light, turnover, quick shot, Sepinen in and out of the glove. They're not able to get it out of the zone, but they do, just barely enough. So 44 seconds left to go as Ethan Light almost makes me eat my own words. But a good glove Save there by Sepinen, not able to catch it, but no harm done. So the face-off will come outside the U of A zone. Josephson back out there with Williams and Lowell. Josephson tries to win it forward. Williams gets there, tries to bat it through a man, just not able to. But you get Brendan Williams all alone in there. Almost feels like a guaranteed goal at sometimes, just seeing the type of shot he has. So now Lowell, he'll bat it into the zone against Luria. Utah has to go back. Josephson with a good hit along the boards in the forecheck. As Landa Cusick breaks out to Langenbrunner, 18 seconds left to go. So now Busby trying to work with Lowell to get it out. Utah, quick shot in on Sepinen. That one just leaks through the arm. Good support there from the Wildcats. Now Williams, 2-on-1. Williams trying to go wide on his man. Great little quick stop there, but no support. Quick shot. Josephson almost tips that one past Antonano. And they'll have a couple words to end the period. So after one, your Wildcats up 1-0. The goal coming from Tyler Shetland, a minute and a half in, unassisted. Sepinen with some great saves, a good penalty kill, and a good overall period for the Wildcats. Sebastian Janik with you in the booth tonight. We'll be back to bring you the second period in just a little bit. This is Wildcat Hockey.
Ladies and gentlemen, we announced last week at our game against ASU that we lost a very important member of Wildcat Hockey and our public address announcer, Joe Pirates. Joe Pirates is somebody that had been doing the public address announcing for the past 27 years with Arizona Hockey, and is someone that is going to be sorely missed, not only by the staff, but the fans here. It was heartbreaking to find out of his passing, and trying to get someone he knew for the PA, it sounds like a monumental task. It's something that Joe has been doing since many of us have started coming to games here, and he's been the true voice of Arizona hockey for a long time. I'm certainly going to miss being able to just send him text messages on when to adjust scripts, and just his professionalism and being able to adjust on the fly. We're going to miss the goal calls. We're going to miss seeing him around. Joe Pirates had an incredible voice, but more importantly, he was an incredible person. He did the job for 27 years as a volunteer, and yeah, he gave everything that he had, and there's nothing possibly that we could ask for more of him. We're going to miss him dearly as we move into this next phase of Wildcat hockey, and we're going to do everything we can to make him proud and just to honor his legacy as the voice.
Feeling good. Guys are looking better. Guys are looking faster and more simple tonight. We're happy with the game so far.
What do you all think you need to do in the rest of the game to keep it going?
We just need to keep playing like we're playing now. Last night we got a little too complicated. Guys are flying the zone. We're trying to do too much, and tonight we're really just getting pucks deep, playing with pace, and seeming to work so far.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, as we get set to drop the puck on the second period. Your Wildcats up by 1 after an early first period goal by Tyler Shetland. An absolute ripper of a wrist shot. Good to see him getting that scoring confidence, getting his first goal of the season. Had a 2-on-1 with him, but a confident shot, thinking shot all the way. So the Wildcats in that first period able to kill off 1 penalty, do a good job there of tightening up the special teams a little bit. Nicholas Sepinen making some big saves, having to fight through and control rebounds, which is obviously a big part of Utah's game. Low shots on the pads, trying to create some traffic out in front, and they've done a decent job of it so far, but the Wildcats defense and Nicholas Sepinen up to the task. So the Wildcats here looking to extend that lead, get a little bit of just, not going to say a safety net or a safety, you obviously do not want to expect to give up any goals to Utah, but with the type of style that Utah plays, it's going to be very difficult to keep them off of the board for a full 60 minutes. So the Wildcats this season, a lot of offensive firepower. So far, only Shetland has broken through, but 40 minutes of hockey left here to be played. Exciting to see how this one shakes out. So far, Will Josephson has looked pretty good on that line with Lowell and Williams, with Hughes out for this game. And also Overland and Busby working together a little bit better as a pair on the back end. So the Wildcats here gonna start the period, fresh sheet of ice. We get set to drop the puck as everyone figures out the logistics of the period. So the Wildcats currently 1-1 on the season, 1-1 at home. Chance to sweep the weekend series against Utah here tonight and end this homestand on a good note, as the Wildcats will not be back on home ice for almost 3 weeks. Next weekend, Wildcats go up to play ASU's D1 program in an exhibition game at the Mullet. But let's focus on this one. Now Landa Cusick with Mickle driving straight to the net. Sepinen gets enough on that to get it wide of the glove side. Overland in there with Landa Cusick. He tries to drag it to the middle, gets it there, shot out in front. Ref waves it off. Everyone thought that was in for a second, but the ref said no, so Utah almost comes out and scores in the first 30 seconds of the first period. And it was a driving play from behind the net by Landa Cusick. Almost puts the Utes back even with the Wildcats. But a little bit of puck luck going the U of A's way there as the puck bounced off the crossbar and back out. So now the Wildcats get an early line change here. Fresh bodies. Overland gets it up. Hodgson tries to do a little touch pass there. It was Ziegler who went, or it was Shetland who went down a little bit awkwardly, but good to see him pop right back up. Tyler Shetland, the opening goal scorer, the lone goal scorer so far here tonight. Tries to fight through that Utah player, but they're able to bring it back into the zone. Quick shot, but sticks in the lane, so nothing going. So the Wildcats looking to settle things down a little bit after what looked like a hairy sequence where might have almost thought Utah buried that one, but luckily the ref has better eyesight than I do. And we get right back to work as the Wildcats remain 1-up in this game. So now Hodgson, Shetland in support. Cosden in the middle of the zone. Shetland and Cosden not able to get it out. Utah in, good chance there. And even from in tight, Utah electing to go off the pads looking for a rebound. They certainly know the style they like to play. So now Dylan Walker with some space. He gets sandwiched by 2 players. So Utah willing to commit 2 players to take out that blue line entry. So see if Walker can use that time and space in those hands. Does a good job there interchanging with Myers. Myers, quick shot out by Dan Antonano. De Antonano kicks that one out to the side. Cosden up at the point. Walker circles. Logan Jackson pressures him. Selman able to keep it in at the blue line. And Shively maybe had an opportunity there to commit and pinch, but takes the responsible defensive route. So now Utah, fresh players off the bench, skating on to possession. Now maybe a chance here. Osterberger gets it over to Light. Light tries to go back to the point to Carter, not able to connect. So now Sepinen down behind the net. Shively with pressure there from Osterberger. But Swiger comes in, does a good job there in support. So now Utah tries to drop the pass back. Swiger takes the body. Now Rossi potentially with a chance. He can't fight through Slater. But Selman gets one more touch on the puck, doesn't let the clean zone entry happen. Ziegler now, Selman with possession. And Ziegler fresh legs out in front. And Rossi just couldn't bury that one. Connor Ziegler trying to do his best Datsuk impersonation back-to-back nights with silky feeds out to the front of the net. But now Slater uses his speed, gets around his man, cuts middle, saved by Sepinen. So Nicholas Sepinen, probably the most effective Wildcats player so far this period with 16:35 left to go. Ziegler pressuring Luria. He's able to use the back of the net, get some space. Ziegler hounding the forecheck. Chance out in front. Connor Ziegler just can't get a stick on it. What an effort by Ziegler. It'll come back the other way. Now Ethan Light in all alone. Saved by Sepinen. Light tries to go 5-hole and Sepinen says no. And Ethan Light, the last guy you want to be giving a breakaway. So after Connor Ziegler almost scores a beauty on the absolute dogged forecheck, Utah comes right back the other way. Now they're going to try to flip it up the ice. It's a foot race. Ref's arms stay down as Sandoval matching 26s. Don't think Sandoval might have got it there, so no harm done. So Sandoval trying to pressure, but it's Landa Cusick with a lot of speed up through the middle. Quick shot in on Sepinen. Langenbrunner gets to the rebound. Back to the point, quick shot. That one just through the webbing of Sepinen's glove. So Utah putting on a good amount of pressure here. Josephson and Landa Cusick go at it. Music tries to get in there as well. Now a chance all out in front. Landa Cusick, great patience, but Sepinen takes out of the way the lane. And I think Langus just saved a goal there. Another chance out in front. This sequence is terrifying for the Wildcat fans in this building, but still a goose egg up there for Utah, but they're not done on this shift. Lowell does a great job fighting his way through. D'Antonio sees Williams coming. Good bit of patience there. So a ridiculous sequence there as Jesse Lowell puts a big hit on Logan Jackson. Now he's going to get out of the zone. Williams in, goes to the middle, just can't connect with Shively as Shively joined the rush with Williams. Some 200-foot hockey here, back and forth, Sepinen down and out, but no goal goes in. That'll be offsides there, so it's always good to get the first frantic screaming session out of the way for the season, as Nicholas Sepinen has provided that now 2 seasons in a row, but Utah with about 4 chances to tee off from 6 inches in front of Sepinen. And the Wildcats get a little bit of mix of luck and skill, and that puck stays out of the net. But want to start playing some of this period in the Utah zone. No real sustained pressure for the Wildcats so far. 5.5 minutes into this period. Good hit there by Myers on Gephardt. So now they'll ring it down into the Utah zone. Myers in on the forecheck on D'Antonio. D'Antonio goes down. It's going to be Myers going to the box once again. So D'Antonio comes out to play the puck. Myers doesn't give him enough room in the eyes of the ref. And that's going to be goalie interference there on Sam Myers. So the only Wildcat to make a trip to the box so far tonight. So a goalie interference call here on a play behind the net. So the Wildcats will look to kill off yet another penalty. 1 for 1 on the penalty kill tonight. Utah with the better of play so far here in the second period. And now with a chance on the power play. So the PK unit will get out there and go to work, but Utah able to win the faceoff. Landa Cusick. Quick shot from the side of the net. Sepinen never saw it. He's got to recover a bit quicker than that maybe. I think he kind of lost that puck in the traffic, but Langenbrunner Little fake slap shot goes right to the center. Shovel it out of the zone. Good, quick, decisive move there by Ryan Fisher. Langenbrunner, little drop pass there to Delaney. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Delaney to Logan Jackson. Jackson waits. Good job there. Teamwork between Shively and Josephson, but Utah back to the umbrella. Delaney over to Landekusic. Langenbrunner, quick shot. That one just goes high. So the Utes power play able to spread out the penalty killers a bit right now. Open up some lanes, wind up Landekusic, quick shot. That hits a Utah player out in front. Wildcats just able to get enough on it to clear. We saw that play a number of times last night from Landekusic. Kind of goes up towards the blue line, gains some speed, circles back into the zone. He's been one of the more effective players for Utah in these last 2 nights. Brody Selman will look to hound Slater here in the corner. Kraft and Slater trying to escape the pressure of Brody Selman. Kraft able to wind it up just enough, and now Ethan Light. Wildcats will look to stand up Utah at the blue line, not let them set up. 33 seconds left to go. Cosden tries to get it past Luria, almost does. And that's going to be a hand pass called there.
The Arizona Wildcat hockey team would like to wish
So his play gets blown dead. And that one will come out of the zone. 29 seconds left to go. PK unit definitely looking better. Not giving Utah too many looks from the point for those long range shots. An opportunity here for the Wildcats to see some momentum in terms of just solidifying their penalty kill, getting a bit more confidence in that moving forward into the season. Busby with a good burst of speed here. Best place to kill a penalty is in the team zone. So Luria now with 18 seconds left will look for one more rush from Utah. Ethan Light gets around Ziegler, goes middle, goes through everyone though. Good patience there from Ziegler, doesn't overcommit, doesn't try to take the selfish play looking for a breakaway. Just make sure the Wildcats don't lose possession. Myers tries to pick that one off of the blue line out of the box, but Ethan Light, Connor Ziegler, great knockdown there. He takes a bump from Light. That'll be offsides once again. 11:53 left to go. Thank you to everyone tuning into the stream on this Saturday evening. If you do have a chance to join us down at the Tucson Arena, we'd love to have you in person supporting the Wildcats. But always good to see so many people on the stream following along with this team's progress over the course of the season as the puck comes out to be dropped at center ice. And even though that ASU home opener was a bit of a disappointment, there is no one in this locker room who believes that's representative of the best hockey this team can play. Saw some of that resiliency last night with Hughes going down early, Walker with a 10-minute penalty in the box. D'Antonio pushes that behind the net. Hard pass over to Mickle as he's able to corral that. And he'll try to go cross ice, but you know, sometimes at the TCC, you get a little bit into a period, the ice gets a little bit choppy, and now Walker with Shetland driving middle. Walker cuts in, waits, shot, scores! Dylan Walker! The hands that we saw last season, the patience and the finish. Dylan Walker with a huge goal. And credit to Tyler Shetland there. He drives the middle, opens up some space for Walker to cut in. Goes high on D'Antonio. Definitely not on him there. A guy like Dylan Walker, you give him that much time and space and he is not going to miss from there very often. So another big penalty kill in this game for the Wildcats, and right after that, they go back and score another one. So Dylan Walker with a huge goal there. And now the Wildcats do have that little bit of a cushion that we were hoping to get in this game.
Goal! Scored by number 26, Lucas Sandoval.
Out in front, and Brendan Williams will say thank you for that one. Trying to wait for the goal call to be done, but a bit of a misplay there from D'Antonio. And even though that won't be exactly considered a highlight goal for Brendan Williams, a goal is a goal, and the Wildcats now have a 3-1 lead in this game. So Brendan Williams with goals in back-to-back games. Tonight's much easier them before. And now we'll get a goalie change for Utah as D'Antonio will skate off the ice. And number 30, Lawrence Letty, will come in relief. Just a little bit of a misplay there by D'Antonio. And the timing and how close those goals were together probably makes it look worse than it is. But Shetland and then Walker and then Williams showing up tonight. Brendan Williams, 2 goals in 2 games.
An unassisted goal scored by number 8, Brendan Williams. Time of the goal.
And now Ethan Light brings it in, trying to answer for Utah. Slater behind the net. So with 3-0 here, ooh, a little bit of a hard fall there for Rossi, but he pops right back up. He's a tough guy. So it'll be interesting to see how Utah responds. They were in it the whole way last night. A little bit of a different story here as the Wildcats don't have to juggle lines quite as much. Guys finding a little bit more chemistry with each other, and Walker with an absolute beauty, and then Williams being opportunistic. We've seen that with versus ASU and Utah in the previous games. Those teams getting some very opportunistic goals. Rossi takes a hard hit there as Utah fights to put the pressure on. Shively goes at it with Slater. Rossi takes another big hit. But that's also the game Rossi likes to play, so he can give it as good as he can take it, and we'll probably see Rossi with a little bit of a bee under his bonnet at some point during this game. But coming in, he's been a great addition to this roster, a very mature player. Just the way he carries himself pregame at practice. Quick chance there, almost a redirect by Swiger into the U of A zone, into the U of A goal, but luckily that one goes wide. They'll get a line change here as everyone looks to get off. Utah tried to spring a forward on a breakaway, but Usyk fanned on the pass. Now Mickle can't control it. Malco brings it in just off sides. 9:56 left to go in the second period. 3-0 Wildcats, with the goals coming from Shetland, Walker, and Williams. So a great night here to watch some hockey at the Tucson Arena. So happy to see so many fans here on a Saturday night. We'll be back in action October 20th and 21st against GCU. Check our Instagram, website, Twitter, Facebook for schedule updates. You can give us a follow on social media. We'd certainly appreciate it as we continue to try to grow the presence of this program in the Tucson community. So now a chance. Sandoval tries to go out to the slot. Picked off there by Landa Cusick. He's got some wheels, but a good job there by Busby breaking that up at the line. Now Sandoval drops it back to Ziegler. Quick shot paddled away by Latte. So Latte with an early test there as he gets his first reps of the game. Now Landa Cusick. Great move into the middle. Waits out Sepinen just off the side of the net. Oh, and if this was a golf course, you got to think Landa Cusick's breaking that stick over his shoulders. But Landa Cusick, who has been, from my position, the most dominant Utah player over these last 2 nights. Confident move into the middle, tries to wait out Sepinen, but Sepinen just stays with him enough so that puck slides off the blade. So the Wildcats here. Josephson in to take the face-off in the U of A zone. Schwab on the side for Utah. So Josephson wins that one in a little bit of a sideways manner to Lowell. Lowell goes one-on-one, jumps around one man. Lowell working the body down low to keep possession. Williams tries to pull it out of the legs. Delaney fighting with Williams and Lowell. Williams takes a big hit behind the net, but pops right back up. The kid might be a superstar, but he's certainly a gamer too. And that's one thing about Brendan Williams, who just took a shiv to the stomach. Not sure if that was just a little bit of crossing paths there. Luckily, Williams is no worse for wear. But you see Williams in practice carrying water bottles, helping with pucks. The kid is an absolute team player, and As we say on this broadcast quite often, Coach Berman doesn't bring players in just for their skill. He brings them in for the people that they are. And guys like Swiger, Rossi, Williams, Busby have been some great additions to this U of A roster. Hughes, another one of those who unfortunately went down with an injury. But now the Wildcats, some of the veteran players in support of those new guys. Lowell and Hodgson stack up their man at the blue line, but Utah's able to get it deep, looking to try to go to the slot. Good job there. Gebhardt able to maintain possession for a long time. Lowell in a battle with Luria, but Schwab comes away with it. And Delaney was just not able to handle that one, or he would have been all alone out in front. So now Lowell without a stick. He's just going to try to pin this along the boards and hope for some support. Looks like Lowell's stick was broken on the play. So Lowell is just going to tie that up as long as he can here. 7:58 left to go. Josephson able to pull it out, but it comes back to Utah. So Lowell still without a stick. Williams goes down. Sepinen with a great reactive save there. Luria holds it at the point. A very broken sequence here for the U of A. If they can get out of this with no harm done, the hockey gods might be on their side, or at least Will Josephson is. And now Williams maybe with a chance. Williams is 3-on-1, takes a good little shot there. Latte has to blocker it. And the Wildcats will finally get a line change. So the Wildcats have not had too many defensive breakdowns in this game, but sometimes when the shifts get a little bit wily, they have a tough time settling down. Fisher took a big hit there from Schwab. Ziegler, or Shetland along the boards. Shetland with his great speed works it all the way down, goes around the boards to Fisher. And Tyler Shetland just so hard to stop entering the zone. Schwab throws another big hit on Fisher. So they might not be racking up the goals, but they're racking up the hits. Shot out in front, and Walker scores. Tyler Shetland, what a beauty of a feed from him, and Walker does not make him regret passing that puck. Buries that one. Dylan Walker from Tyler Shetland, 4-0 Wildcats. So an offensive explosion here as the Wildcats have scored 3 with 6:48 still left to go in the second period. Dylan Walker and Tyler Shetland getting to work. Shetland using his great speed down the wing, goes behind the net, wraps it around, and finds Dylan Walker.
Scored by number 16.
And now Brody Selman with a great turnover. He's going to try to find Swiger out in front, just can't connect on the pass. Would love to let a goal call get read out by the PA guy, but the Wildcats just keep bringing the puck right back in. Rossi now tries to feed it across. So Utah, you got to think that frustration's going to start setting in, and a huge hit there. That's going to be a penalty every time. Rossi takes a big hit up high, and now Rossi going at it with a Utah player along the bench. So speaking of the devil, I mentioned frustration. You see Utah instantly take it out on Ari Rossi as he's going to give it to the bench. Swiger's there too. They're not going to back down from that. So absolutely no idea how these penalties are going to shake out, but there is certainly no way the Wildcats aren't going on the power play after this. So we'll see what the refs decide to do here. After what was a relatively chippy game towards the end of last night's finish, this game right at 6:20 with still a good amount of time left in the second. Rossi's going to take a skate to the box, no worse for wear. And we'll see what Utah ends up getting out of this. Unless the universe is going to prove me completely wrong and only Rossi goes to the box, in which case I will never offer commentary on reffing again, but I am quite certain the ref's arm was up when Rossi got hit. A little bit of retaliation between a couple guys in the pile. So let's see how the refs decide to handle this one as they confer, maybe deciding whether it's a major or a minor. You know, certainly in a 4-0 game, when you see a player for the first time in the game take a run like that, the refs might punish them a little bit more harshly, because if you're going to go to throw a big hit, especially one where your hands are up, it's a bit high on Rossi. Utah threw a couple of great hits on Rossi. I had to give them credit. You know, he's a physical player. Utah was playing him physically. But Schwab put a couple big hits on Fisher in a couple straight shifts, and then not sure which Utah player got up on Rossi, but came in and buried him, and a little bit of chaos after that. This is the epitome of the time where you wish you had someone in the booth with you, simply because talking to myself for this long does seem to get a bit tedious in a way, and just as I'm sure listening to me do it is. So Lowell conferring there with the ref, guessing from his body language, he is incredibly ecstatic about what the refs have decided on. But definitely want to make sure the refs keep a lid on this game. With a 4-0 lead, Utah really has not been in this too much tonight. Utah, after sticking with the Wildcats all the way through almost 60 minutes last night, Wildcats have been the better team so far. So number 22, Carter, will go to the box for Utah. So Kenyon Carter was the one who got in there on Rossi as they sort out just exactly how this will match up. Guessing the Wildcats will be on the power play, but they might have gotten Rossi for retaliation, even things up. Speculation certainly will not help. Just got to wait for the refs to finally figure this out. So we'll also see where they point. So are they going? They're going 4-on-4 here. So obviously they didn't like what Rossi did after the play. So maybe putting both guys in the box is just a message to both teams to make sure that type of physical play doesn't boil over into anything dangerous. Keeping a lid on the play with a 4-0 lead. Wildcats obviously not in mitigation mode by any means, but definitely want to make sure that no guys get into dangerous situations as Chad Berman's having a discussion with the refs. So the puck will come just outside the Utah zone, or just outside the U of A zone as we get set to drop the puck. So only 2 minutes each for that much discussion. A little bit disappointed in the refs. Thought I'd have a bit more to talk about than that, but 4-on-4.
2 minutes each for boarding. Time of the penalties, 13:40. Utah penalty to number 22, Kenyon Carter. Wildcat penalty to number 23, Ari Rossi. 2 minutes each for boarding. Time of the penalties, 13:40 of the second period.
So both players going for boarding. That's interesting, to say the least. But 4-on-4, Wildcats up 4-0. A chance here for some of the skill guys with a little bit more open ice. The Wildcats will just wait to set things up as long as they can. Busby dodges a hit there from Langenbrunner. And Jesse Lowell look to bring it up. So now Lowell with Jackson shadowing him. Lowell tries to go around Jackson, comes out to Selman, quick shot. That's just wide on the blocker side of Letty. Lete. So now Utah with a little bit of time and space. They bring it over the line. So Walker will settle that one down. So now Overland to Walker. Myers hops over the boards. Walker, great little patience there, gets it over to Myers. Myers drags it through, shot, scores! Sam Myers, what a goal there. So calm and patient, never a bit of hesitation. Walker with the slick zone entry, and Myers with the slick move around the defenseman and buries that on Lete. 5-0 Wildcats. So as I was saying, that 4-on-4 format, maybe you expected Utah to get an extra one there, but the Wildcats no problem playing 4-on-4 as their skill guys show up
Utah
and bury a fifth goal for the evening. So the Wildcats with a dominant performance here. 5 minutes left to go in the second. Still got 25 minutes left of hockey to play, folks, and it's 5-0 tonight. So Shetland, Walker, Williams, Myers. I'm trying to think of that fifth goal scorer right now as I write down Myers' name. But what an absolute power performance here from the Wildcats. They put up 5 goals against Utah, and that is not going to be a happy bunch of Utes at the moment. They take their time out, try to settle things down here. So Utah will skate back to center ice. Still 40 seconds of 4-on-4 here. Oh, of course, it was Dylan Walker with 2 tonight. My apologies, Walk. So Dylan Walker with 2 goals tonight. Williams, Myers, and Shetland, the other goal scorers.
Arizona Wildcat goal! Scored by number 15, Sam Myers. Assist to number 6, Ryan Fisher. And number 5, John Shivley. Time of the goal, 14:59 of the second period. Wildcat goal scored by number 15, Sam Myers. Assist to number 6, Ryan Fisher, and number 5, John Shivley. Time of the goal, 14:59 of the second period.
So now the Wildcats back in. Myers with another chance. Myers around the net, just couldn't keep the puck handler. He would have had a perfect goal for a wraparound. Now another quick shot there from Fisher. So the Wildcats, great job pressuring here offensively, 4-on-4. So now they'll settle things down a little bit. Go up the far boards as Williams not able to corral it. But a 5-goal explosion here, and we'll see how Utah responds. Penalties are up. Carter and Rossi out of the box. So now Brendan Williams tries to get over the blue line. Too many Utah sticks in the way. Ethan Light takes a big hit from Williams. 2 skill guys going at it. Now Brendan Williams in again. Williams tries to go around the back of the net. Just couldn't keep the puck handle as he got physically pressured there. So good hit there by Jesse Lowell on Ethan Light. Williams can't hold it in the zone. And now Jacob Cosden look to feed middle to Lowell. It'll be really interesting to see what the tone of this game feels like going forward. Whether it'll be a desperation push here from Utah or the Wildcats and just somewhat tentatively hold on to that. Tentatively, you don't want to see the Wildcats give up any type of effort though. You know, you might be up 5-0, but that's representative of where this program is, to keep the effort level high. It might feel like a guaranteed win, but in hockey, things can go any way at any time. So we'll see what the Wildcats do here in terms of responding to the pressure from Utah. Want to make sure that they stay out of the box. Just play a nice, simple little game here to finish up the final 22 minutes and 44 seconds. So now Malco can't win that face-off, but Carter from the point gets it to the slot. Nowhere to go for Landa Cusick. Laria comes in support. Langenbrunner can't get a handle on it. Shetland takes a hard hit along the board. Ziegler, I have mixed those 2 guys up so much tonight. Ziegler and Shetland, with Shetland's jersey being tucked as a 27 and 22. They are hard to differentiate at times. But Tyler Shetland having a fantastic game here tonight. A goal and an assist. Walker with 2 goals tonight. Brendan Williams unassisted. And also Sam Myers, the recipient of a great feed from Walker. So Dylan Walker showing up tonight on the score sheet, showing flashes of that offensive brilliance that we saw so much last season. And him and Shetland have really seemed to develop some chemistry. Ziegler does a good one fighting that through as Sandoval. He'll dump it in, get the line change. Ziegler in pursuit against Laria. He puts him into the boards. Malco in there as well against Langenbrunner. And now Malco, great little move in tight spaces there. Overland calls for it. Quick shot by Overland. And that one's saved by Latte. So 1:57 left to go in the second period. Wildcats leading 5-0. So a dominant performance here on a Saturday night at the Tucson Arena. You love to see it. This Wildcats team promised to be offensive before the season, promised an exciting brand of hockey, and they have certainly delivered here for the fans in the building tonight. This game's had a little bit of everything so far, a bit of chippiness, good bit of hitting, and a lot of goals for the Wildcats. Now Lusby. Lowell able to get it out of the zone. Williams tries to poke it through for a flying breakaway, but Utah able to pressure it back. Slater takes a little run there at Busby. Now Williams trying to steal it again. He gets sandwiched along the boards by Langenbrunner. And now Jesse Lowell just can't dangle through, but it comes right to Will Josephson. And now Williams with pressure. Gets the turnover to Josephson, takes the shot and just goes high. So Josephson his helmet pops off. Beautiful helmets this season with the stripes on there. That one goes for a ride. Play is blown dead. But the pressure of Brendan Williams creating a great opportunity for Will Josephson. So the Wildcats back into the offensive zone face-off. Shetland in there to take it. Wins the face-off. Walker try to go right back to him, but Music is in there to break that up. Walker now tries to drag it to the middle. Almost gets it there, but just can't quite. Now a chance for Schwab over the line. Goes wide on Fisher. They look to go middle. Sepinen says no. Now Shetland. He'll pop it off the boards. Can Walker get onto it? He does. Walker and Myers 2-on-1. Walker waiting out in front, and it just goes wide by Fisher. Great patience there by Walker. Myers takes it out in front. That's a jam play that just goes wide. So up 5-0. The Wildcats are not going to relent here as Gephardt looks to spring Schwab. Fisher in a battle there. Shively in support. 22 seconds left to go in the period. Wildcats want some fresh legs here. Gotta make sure they get over there quickly though. Loria, nice little fake to go over the blue line. And he absolutely gets bodied by Tristan Swiger. What a hit there by Swiger. Looked like Loria might have created his own opportunity right in the slot, and Swiger says no. And that will do it for the end of the period. Wildcats up 5-0. You love to see it at the Tucson Arena on a Saturday night. If you can join us here for the GCU games in October, we'd love to have you. This is Sebastian Janik, Wildcat Hockey. We'll be back to bring you the third period, and after this intermission, stick with us for the finish. This is Wildcat Hockey.
Feeling good. Guys are looking better. Guys are looking faster and more simple tonight. We're happy with the game so far. We just need to keep playing like we're playing now. Last night we got a little too complicated. Guys are flying the zone. We're trying to do too much, and tonight we're really just getting pucks deep, playing with pace, and seeming to work so far.
around, so I'm gonna dance till you should dance with me, 'cause there's no other way till don't stop dancing, move like crazy, 'cause this baby is your last track. Push your hands to dance now, this world is already fucked up. Not around, so I'm gonna dance till you should dance with me, 'cause there's no other way till don't stop dancing, move like crazy, 'cause this baby is your last track. Push your hands to dance now, this world is already fucked up. I'm not around, so I'm gonna dance.
I mean, fantastic. Up 5-0 going into the third, looking to get a sweep done. No complaints. It's great. Great redemption from last weekend. I don't know. Everything's just clicking. We're getting pucks deep. We're working down below the corners, and just getting pucks out to the front of the net. I mean, fantastic. Up 5-0 going into the third, looking to get a sweep done. No complaints. It's great. Great redemption from last weekend. I mean, fantastic. Up 5-0 going into the third, looking to get a sweep done. No complaints. It's great. Great redemption from last weekend. I don't know. Everything's just clicking. We're getting pucks deep. We're working down below the corners, and just getting pucks out to the front of the net and burying.
Welcome back, Wildcat fans, as we get set to drop the puck on the third period as your Wildcats come in with a 5-goal lead. A dominant performance tonight from the Wildcats. Shetland opened up the scoring in the first period, and then a 4-goal explosion by the Wildcats in the second. Walker with 2, Williams with 1, and Myers with 1 as well. So some of the superstars scoring and goals coming from a number of different guys so far tonight, as well as yesterday, as we get ready here for what should be a pretty interesting third period. Obviously, Utah looking to respond. Wildcats wanting to kind of run Utah off the ice here at home, complete the weekend sweep with a dominant performance here in the third. Do not want to get lackadaisical at the last second, and good job there by this line, kind of setting the tone for the beginning of this period. It's Gonna be Slater going in there, but a good job by Fisher. Light can't get around him either, so quick little out for Josephson, who's looked pretty good on this first line with Lowell and Williams so far tonight. And 2 Utah players try to take a run at Lowell, and he ends up knocking down Mickle for his troubles. So now Utah down by 5. How will they respond in this third period? Myers shadowing Slater. Slater tries to drop it back, nothing going. So now Shetland down below the net. He's probably had his best game as a Wildcat so far tonight. Myers with a great burst of speed gets around his man Jackson. Knocked off the puck by Myers as Walker gets in. Probably one of his best games as a Wildcat too. Walker and Myers and Shetland have found their chemistry here tonight. All 3 of them with goals. So now Shetland waiting in the slot. Myers opts to go back to the point. Overland. Myers tries to kick it down low, able to get to the puck. Good job there by Myers. Overland now wants to go back behind the net, not able to do so, but Walker in support. Good little duos here by the Wildcats. Great move by Walker, in shoots, and that one's right into the chest of Latte. So Latte, who came in for relief for De Antonino, he has been beaten the same way his partner was, as the Wildcats' offensive pressure has just been relentless here so far tonight. And I've got a feeling the Wildcats are not going to let up whatsoever as this game goes into the third period. So Ari Rossi, who's been in the middle of a lot of the physicality tonight, gets the better of that check along the boards. Now Overland, trying to fight it away from Landa Cusick, who has been by far Utah's best player. Not able to get past Ziegler though, as he breaks that puck up at the blue line. Langenbrunner now with a chance, skates to the middle, plays on sides, tries to go for the blind drop pass to Gephardt, but Swiger brings it back out the other way. Almost gloved down by Utah, but Ziegler fights to get there first. Connor Ziegler, great job there. Shot from Rossi, that one almost hit by Swiger. Hodgson tries to let one go. Fanned on that one a little bit. Utah now looking for those long stretch passes. Gephardt taken into the boards hard by Malco. Now kicked over to Langus. Langus tries to get it deep. Almost a turnover there for Malco, and he would have been heading the right direction as Utah all went the wrong way. Just out of the reach of him. Thank you to all the Wildcat fans tuning in to the broadcast tonight. Be great to see you all down at the Tucson Arena if you can ever make it, but always appreciate the support for the stream. We all love what we do here, and we appreciate everyone who's appreciative of it. So now Utah trying to work it from the point. They get a shot in on Sepinen. He has not had much work to do, but been up to the task for everything so far. Cosden able to hold off his man just long enough. Sandoval opts not to chase that one down. Wildcats get their top line back out there. Lowell takes a run there, knocks down his man. Now Lowell alone out in front, goes to Josephson. Just couldn't bury it. What an unselfish play there by the captain. Quick shot there from Fisher. Lowell almost tips that one home. That one comes up into the crowd. No delay of game penalty. So Jesse Lowell with an absolutely thunderous hit along the boards. Opens up some room. He tries to find Josephson streaking into the slot. The captain maybe wants to see a player like Will Josephson rewarded for his effort. But Josephson just could not bury that one on Latte, but with a 5-goal lead, you can understand Lowell's thought process there a little bit. Always trust the captain. So Josephson in to take the face-off against Schwab. Tie up there. They come away with it, and Lowell with a quick shot right off the face-off. So Josephson ties up Schwab, and they get a shot out of it, as Latte has definitely been the busier of the two goalies here on the ice so far. 16:03 left to go in the period. Wildcats up 5-0. Jesse Lowell with a huge collision there with Kraft. I think Kraft was trying to be the deliverer, ended up being the recipient. So a little bit of return to sender there by Jesse Lowell. Just so strong on his skates. You know, Josh Lusby talking about the fact he's got legs like tree trunks. He works hard in the gym, always works hard at practice. And we talk about Jesse Lowell a lot for good reason here on the broadcast. He just does so many things right. But Utah with a chance here. Jackson, quick shot. Sepinen might have not seen that one off the deflection from Fisher. But Fisher able to get in the lane and not give him a clean shot. Shively looks to work it around the boards. Good out to Jesse Lowell. Williams here shadowing his man. Exactly where he turned that puck over last night for that breakaway goal. So Shively will settle it down. With a 5-goal lead, obviously there isn't the same offensive urgency. It's more defensive responsibility over everything else at the moment. Getting the details right, the routines right, the habits right. So it might be 5-0, but you always want to make sure you're working on those habits all the time, and it's going to be Logan Jackson going to the box here for Utah, holding on the play. So the Wildcats will go on the power play for what I believe is the first time the Wildcats have been on the power play tonight. There has not been a lot of penalty trouble, which is always a good thing to see. The Wildcats have done a great job on their PK. And now Utah will have to see how theirs stacks up against the Wildcats offense that 5-on-5 and 4-on-4 has been lethal so far. They'll work it around the point, Shively to Walker. Walker goes down low. Try to go back to Walker. Shetland setting up in the middle. Now Walker skates in, goes back down low. They try to go for the one-touch pass over to him. But Utah cleans out the traffic and gets it all the way down the ice. So a Hogan Transportation power play here for the Wildcats. Luke Busby over the line, drops it to Rossi. Now Walker tries to go backdoor, quick shot, scores! Tyler Shetland. Wow, the chemistry between Shetland and Walker is showing out tonight. They bury one on the power play about 20 seconds in. And that's gonna be a Tyler Shetland with his second of the night. Walker with a couple absolute beauties of feeds, and the Wildcats are having their way offensively. I thought Shetland might have not had an angle down there. He was almost at the goal line, but an absolute beauty of a wrister as Shetland and Walker find their chemistry and offensive confidence. Wow, what an explosion here from the Wildcats.
Scored by number 27, Tyler Shetland. Assist to number 16, Dylan Walker. And number 4, Luke Busby. Time of the goal, 5:23 of the third period. Again, Wildcats goal, scored by number 27, Tyler Shetland. Assist to number 16, Dylan Walker. And number 4, Luke Busby. Time of the goal, 5:23.
So Busby with an assist on that one. Shetland with his second, 6-0 Wildcats. Some nights it's just fun to watch your team have their way with another one. And Utah, such a different looking game here tonight. Cosden tries to get a shot away. As Utah stayed stride for stride with the U of A most of last night. Hodgson tries to take a run there at Mickle. Mickle tries to go back at him, ends up hitting Langus as he gets the puck away. So now Sepinen, 13:34 left to go in the period. Wildcats bench has got to be feeling good about ending a Saturday night on this note. So Utah trying to get out of their zone. Ari Rossi stacking up at the blue line. Ziegler working away with him as well. So Utah just in damage control mode here at Rossi. He throws a hit along the boards. That'll come out to Ethan Light. He'll dump it in, go for the line change. Sepinen out to play that one. Just a cool, calm, and collected game here from this Wildcats group. There's no mercy rule in hockey, and goal differential does matter in the ACHA. This is a conference matchup after all in the WCHL, the Western Collegiate Hockey League. So, conference games. Now 11 goals in 2 nights for the Wildcats. Certainly sounds much more like the team that was advertised in the preseason, speaking with Coach Berman and Tanner Harris about this recruiting class and the guys coming back, how they all work together as a unit. The amount of talent on this roster, and putting up 6 with Hughes getting injured last night. And Lowell gets absolutely blown up there by Delaney. Credit to Delaney. Williams takes a hard hit shot there from Lowell. Rebound out in front. So as much as we love to see great hits by Jesse Lowell, got to give credit when someone lays one on him. Now Landa Cusick racing to it. Gets there, but Fisher with the active stick. Great veteran defensive move there to break up that play. That's probably one reason why Jesse Lowell is happy he does spend so much time in the gym, is you got to work on your strength not only to throw hits, but also to be able to take them. So Lowell is given plenty out tonight in terms of physicality. Walker, though, with a steal. Myers skates right onto it as well. Now Dylan Walker. Back to Overland, over to Walker. Shetland circling down low at the dots. Great movement here from this unit. Looking like a power play. Walker tries to find Shetland backdoor again. Utah reads that one, though. 11-10 left to go in the third period. Wildcats up 6-0 after Tyler Shetland's second goal of the evening here in the third period. So now it'll be Walker over the line again. Gets through a man. Walker, patience out in front. Quick shot on Latte. And he's able to hold that one. Jesse Lowell, who's been a huge factor here tonight, not necessarily on the score sheet, but played a great game. Shetland, Walker, Williams, and Myers with the 6 goals for the Wildcats. So they win the face-off back. Langus tries to take a quick shot. That one hops right into the crowd. 10:47 left to go in the period. So the Wildcats here take an offensive zone face-off. Malco in to take it against Slater. So it goes back to Fisher. Fisher gets through a man. Tries to go across the line, but Utah will skate this one out. 10:37 left to go. Cosden, good job breaking that one up. He might get a couple more minutes towards the end of this game. Making sure everyone gets their reps as the Wildcats go to take on ASU's D1 team next Saturday up at the Mullet. So now Utah cycling in the U of A zone. Slater comes out, quick shot, and they get one. So it isn't pretty, but Slater sticks with it, throws a puck on net, bounces off of a couple players. And Utah has gotten back into this one. Not gotten back into it, but gotten one on the board. So it'll be 6-1 here in the third period. That's the one thing about not having a color person in the booth tonight. A little bit more silence than usual, but for this 6-1 game, the Wildcats just want to make sure they're responsible and close this one out. So Swiger in against Landa Cusick, comes out to Rossi, tries to settle the puck down, just can't quite get a shot on. Hodgson does a good job breaking that one up at the blue line. Delaney gets it over to Langenbrunner, tries to pass it into the zone, just can't connect. Langus with Rossi, they can't work it out. Langenbrunner in, quick shot, Sepinen just able to get enough on that to get it wide. Quick shot out in front, Sepinen dives out to save that one. So 9:28 left to go in the period. 6-1 Wildcats. So as we are finishing up the second half of this third period, Wildcats up at the Mullet Arena October 6th to take on ASU's D1 program in an exhibition game. And And then we'll be back on the Tucson Arena ice October 20th and 21st. It'll be an interesting series against GCU. They started off their season taking on the UNLV Rebels. Good hit there by Lowell along the boards on Music. So the Wildcats here. Big offensive score line for the evening. Nicholas Sepinen has been solid in net as he gets his 3rd start in a row for the Wildcats. Josephson in to take the face-off against Schwab. Williams tries to get it out of the zone, can't quite get there. Josephson can't get it past the blue line. Looks like they did, so it'll be offsides and it will come out of the zone. Wildcats. Jesse Lowell looking to break it out with Williams. Utah able to get it down low. Josephson not able to get that one past Schwab. Overland in a battle down low too. So Josephson will look to just skate this one out. Wildcats here. Great little move by Brendan Williams in the Utah zone. Josephson goes around. Fisher pinching down on the near boards. Myers out in front. Josephson just couldn't tuck that one. What a pass from Myers as Josephson was almost all alone there. Josephson's had a couple great opportunities. You can see his teammates and line mates trying to set him up for a goal. Now a chance for Shetland in to take the face-off. Walker pressures his man, almost steals the puck from Logan Jackson. Now a chance over the line for Slater, the lone goal scorer for Utah. Ethan Lighten, quick shot, that one just goes wide on Sepinen. And now Tyler Shetland will look to work it out with Walker. Walker back to Shetland, in, all alone, Shetland, he scores! Tyler Shetland with the hat trick, and Dylan Walker with an absolute beauty of a feed. And the Wildcats have gone up 7-1 here. What an offensive display from these two players tonight. You absolutely love to see it. Give me just 1 second, Wildcat fans, and I will be right back onto the mic.
Trick for number 27, Tyler Shetland. Assist to number 5, John Shibley. And number 16, Dylan Walker. Time of the goal, 12:11 of the 3rd period. That's a hat trick for Tyler Shetland, number 27, assisted by number 5, John Shibley. And number 16, Dylan Walker. Time of the goal, 12:11 of the 3rd period.
Alrighty, Wildcat fans, back with you. Sorry, just doing a little bit of internship management. That's why it's always nice to have a color person in the booth to bail you out. Sorry for the little bit of silence. I think our other intern, Adam, had brought in the arena sound. Connor Ziegler just off the side of the net. Langus tries to work it back out in front. So the Wildcats not letting the pressure up here with a 6-goal lead restored. Ziegler and Rossi going to work now. Swiger on it. Swiger with a good shot, and Latte has to fight it off. Now another quick shot from the point. That doesn't get through the bodies down in front. So Ziegler. So Swiger got absolutely lit up there. I guess close enough to the puck to be in target. Hodgson, quick shot. What a great wrist shot there from Hunter Hodgson. Don't see him shoot the puck too much, but the Wildcats with all the time and space here. I think Utah is just more focused on pushing guys out of the way than getting the puck out of the zone. Do not want to see things get out of hand here. Puck just gets over the blue line. Another traffic jam. Lusby takes space away from his man. So it's going to be a penalty coming up here. I don't know what happened between Schwab and number 7, Kraft and Swiger, but they have not liked each other this game whatsoever. So as we wait to get play started once again and see who ends up in the box, looks like it's going to be a Wildcat player going for interference. So a little bit more of penalty trouble here for the Wildcats as Busby doesn't quite understand why he's going, but the ref decided he should, so Busby going to the box here for interference. So a good opportunity here for the Wildcats to continue working on that penalty kill.
Wildcat penalty to number 4, Luke Busby. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 14:18 of the third period. Arizona penalty to number 4, Luke Busby. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 14:18.
It's nice to have the PA announcer give me a little bit of a break. And Landa Cusick here with a great burst of speed. Tries to go through the slot. Shively breaks that up. So Utah able to hold it in the zone. Langenbrunner. Utah holding it in. Landa Cusick can't get it deep. And that's going to be another penalty here coming up on Josephson for a trip. So 1:14 of 5-on-3. But with a 7-1 lead, maybe this is a little bit of time to dial in those penalty kill details, figure out a little bit more of the system, get a little experience. 5-on-3, you certainly don't want to be there often. The Wildcats will be able to practice here in a game scenario, or not practice, but work on this in a game scenario at game speed. So Tyler Shetland with a hat trick tonight. Dylan Walker has been the man to feed him most of the night. Great effort from both of them this evening at the Tucson Arena. Would love to see Walker and Shetland keep developing this chemistry. So now Luria. Luria gets it over. Utah tries to work it down low, looking for that lane. Luria fakes the shot. Can't control it though. 57 seconds left to go. Utah still content to work it down low, wait for a shot. Luria, they try to get it to him, and now Jarrett Overland with a great little breakup of that play. So Utah with only 22 seconds left to work on the 5-on-3. Battle along the boards there between Lowell and his Utah counterpart. Refs are just fine with that. Let the boys play. 10 seconds left to go on the 5-on-3. As Schwab, it was him tangled up with Lowell. They try to go backdoor to Schwab. Delaney with it now. Quick shot there from Schwab, and that one just goes wide. 3:32 left to play. Up to the point. Ethan Light with a quick shot. That one's fought aside by Sepinen. He might have let in one, but he is not content to let in any more. Utah keeping the pressure up. Quick shot, rebound out to the slot. Wildcats clear up the garbage. The 5-on-3 is over. 16 seconds left to go on the penalty kill. Good job there by Shively. What a play by him. So John Shively with a terrific play to get that out of the zone. So Seppinen will hold that behind the net. Shively with it now. Just flops that one out. So a perfect penalty kill here for the Wildcats at the Tucson Arena on the Saturday night. Now Landacus, quick shot. Seppinen gets just enough on it to get it wide. So now Lucas Sandoval gets on his horse and gets into the zone, throws a good hit there. That opens up some room for Cosden to get to it. He gets shouldered down by Langenbrunner. So now Logan Jackson will look to wind it up for Utah. Landacus tries to get a shot away. Langus says no. Now Malco, quick little move there to Sandoval. Chance here for Utah in. That one, good defensive play by Hodgson. Does not let the shot get off cleanly. Rossi pressuring Delaney. Good little tight turn there by Laria. 1:50 left to go. Wildcats up 7-1. Never want to say a game is over, but I can somewhat confidently say the Wildcats have played well enough to get to a win tonight, sweep the weekend series, and send Utah back without a single win here on Tucson's ice. So the Wildcats with a big response this weekend after dropping the home opener. They come out and score 12 goals in 2 nights against the Utah Utes, a team that's given the U of A some trouble in the past. But after dealing with some of the trials and tribulations of last night, things a little bit more settled down here. Much more of the kind of on-brand U of A hockey Chad Berman's hoping to see out of this group. Offensively powerful, but defensively responsible at the same time. So 7 goals scored here tonight. Tyler Shetland with 3, Walker with 2 of his own, and then Williams and Myers with the other 2. An offensive explosion here for the evening. Treating these fans at the Tucson Arena to a lot of cheering, which is what the Wildcats always hope to do. Zach Langus, Cosden, good job to break up that play. Game might be close to over, but he's still putting in the effort, which is what Berman wants to see out of this group.
1 minute remaining in the third period.
So as we count down the final minute, it's been a fantastic game here for the Wildcats, and Seppinen has to be aware of that one. You gotta think that combination of Shetland and Walker and what we've seen them be able to do tonight is just absolutely fantastic. Williams with a great opportunistic goal on a misplay by the Utah goalie. Walker, some absolute beauty. Shetland, and then Myers also had a beauty of his own. But a breakout game for Tyler Shetland, showing that he can score not only with his speed, but with his great wrist shot and his ability to find open areas. There'll be a timeout here with 45 seconds left to play.
Timeout, Arizona.
So Arizona taking the timeout here, just to maybe settle things down a little bit, be excited about what's been done, but still a little bit of work left to do here. We get set to finish out the last 45 seconds of this Saturday night matchup between the Utah Utes and the U of A Wildcats. Sebastian Janik in the booth solo tonight. Hopefully that will not be the case throughout the entirety of the season. It's always nice having a color person in here to bounce things off of. Appreciated Josh Lusby taking his time to be in the booth for the past 2 games. Garrett Kane should be back in the booth. Also Sam Key back with U of A hockey this season. Hopefully get her back up on the mic soon too. Utah not done. Ethan Light in an intense battle down low with Zach Langus. 28 seconds left to go in the period. Great little move there by Cosden. Sandoval all alone. And they deny Sandoval the dream of scoring your first game as a Wildcat, as the Utah player laid out to block that one. Now they try to feed Ethan Light one more time. Zach Langus, great job reading the play. 7 seconds left to go, and the Wildcats will just dump this out. Count down the final seconds, and a terrific effort here throughout the entirety of the U of A lineup from goalie outwards. A fantastic game for the Wildcats and for the fans here in the building. Thank you so much for joining us on the stream tonight. My apologies for any kind of odd dead spaces. Was doing a little bit of intern management during the game, but always so appreciative for the intern group that we have here and how much they support U of A hockey and support this broadcast and all the social media content we're able to put out. So for Sebastian Janik and all the Wildcat hockey interns at the Tucson Arena, that will do it for tonight. Your Wildcats beat the Utah Utes 7-1. We will be back here against GCU October 20th and 21st. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This is Wildcat Hockey.